morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the first module of the paper Biochemistry for Microbiology. And in the previous class, we have discussed the overview of our curriculum, our syllabus, the course outcome, and the introduction and the scope of biochemistry. I hope you understood all those points. Now we are going to discuss the first module of our paper. The first topic mentioned in your syllabus is chemical bonds and weak forces of attraction in biomolecule. And this particular topic you might have already studied in your chemistry paper and or in your lower level classes. But here in biochemistry aspects, we are going to discuss what do you mean by chemical bonds and what are the major interactions, forces of attraction that is commonly stabilizes the biomolecules. So as you all know, chemical bond, okay, it is nothing but this is an attraction between atoms or ions or molecules that enables the formation of a chemical component. Okay, the attraction between atoms, ions or molecules that enables the formation of chemical compounds, and the attractive forces which hold various constituents such as atoms or ions together, and they stabilize us by the overall loss of energy, and it is an energy requiring process. So it stabilizes the biomolecule. And how the chemical bond is formed, so this you have already studied. There are two major mechanisms. One is the attraction between oppositely charged ions. Okay, the attraction between oppositely charged ions, and that is known as ionic bond. Okay, and the next one is the formation of a bond will take place due to the shared pair of electrons. So sharing of electron between two different molecules or atoms that shares the electrons, and they complete their valencies, and such kind of bonds are known as covalent bonds. So in the first figure you can see the sodium. In the case of sodium, the formation of sodium chloride. So this is sodium. This you can see the s, p, d and orbitals. In the last orbital, the sodium is having only one electron in their outermost shell. Okay. Then at the same time, and the sodium has got a positive charge. Okay. And here another atom you can see here, the chlorine. At the same time, the chlorine you can see that you can see the sp, and the next orbital you can see here. In the first orbital they have 2 electrons, and the next orbital you can see this many electron, and the next electron you can see the next orbital 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, if the chlorine get one more electron, and they will be able to fulfill the valency, and they will be able to complete the octet rule. So you have already studied in the chemistry. So what will happen? This sodium will be shared. Okay, this will be due to this formation of the sodium. This sodium will give this particular ion to this chlorine, and there will be the formation of there will be the oppositely charged Na plus plus and Cl minus. Okay, so what will happen? They will be getting the ions, and they will fulfill their octet, and they will be produce sodium chloride. And such kind of electrostatic force, this is an electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions are known as ionic interaction. Then what do you mean by covalent bond? Here you can see oxygen. Okay, the oxygen, you can see the oxygen is a diatomic molecule. So here the valency, this is the in the S, this particular first level S orbital, you will be having 2, and in the oxygen here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay, and 6. Okay, so 6 electrons they are having. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this oxygen also having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then what will happen? So in order to complete their octet, both the electrons require 2 more, both the oxygen require 2 more electrons. So what will happen? These 2 electrons out of 6 electrons, 2 electrons, okay, so they will be commonly shared between each other. Okay, then you can see this will be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They completed their octet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and both the oxygen atom they will be getting the benefit. So, and this kind of bond formation is known as the covalent bond. I hope you understood. Then the formation of chemical bond, there are a lot of scientific studies are conducted. Okay, and the notable studies, the first study was conducted by 2 great scientists. Okay, Albert Cossell and Gilbert Lewis. Okay, Albert Cossell and Gilbert Lewis, and they defined how the chemical bonds are formed. Okay, how the chemical bonds are formed, and they have identified that there will be ionic bond, okay, and there will be covalent bond, and one more type of bond called a metallic bond. So these are the various types of bonding for the chemical in the chemical substance. And based on this one, if you go to chemistry in detail, you can see that there is a theory called Lewis theory of chemical bonding. Okay, if you, we are not going to discuss here that there are a lot of statements in this theory. Okay, so what is the rules and regulation of forming a covalent bond, forming a non-covalent bond, etc. they will be telling. Okay, so that is known as Lewis theory of chemical bonding. Similarly, Cossell's theory of chemical bonding. Okay, Cossell's theory of chemical bonding. And you know that the ions are sharing each other. Here in the previous slide, we have discussed that will be charged, the oppositely charged ions will be interacted together. Okay, so what is that oppositely charged ion? The positively charged ions are always known as cation, and the charge is positive. Say for example, Na plus, okay, Mg2 plus, okay, etc. Okay, and the negatively charged ions are known as anions. Okay, negatively charged ions are known as anions. Okay, OH minus. Okay, so Cl minus. Okay, all those kind of things. Okay, so that is all about the introductory aspects of the chemical bond. Then how the strength of chemical bond will be determined. Okay, that based on the strength of chemical bond, the chemical bonds are classified into 2 groups. One is known as a strong bond. They are known as primary bonds. Okay, and next one is weak bonds or secondary bonds. So strong bonds are the bond in which it formed due to the shared pair of electrons. Okay, and they are mainly covalent bonds. Okay, and that kind of bond is known as a strong bond. Okay, and here the case of weak bonds, that is secondary bonds. Okay, though there the interactions are, there is not strong sharing of the electrons will takes place. The electrons are either partially charged electrons will be taking place, or the side chain interaction will be happening. Okay, so that is known as weak bonds. Okay, so these chemical bonds are classified into 2 strong bonds and weak bonds, and the strong bonds are again classified into 4 groups: ionic bond, covalent bond, we have already seen here. Okay, metallic bond. Okay, and next one is coordinate bond. Okay, so coordinate chemistry you might have studied. Okay, ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate bond, metallic bond. So these are various type of strong bonds. Okay. Then the next one is weak bond. The weak bonds are two types. There are main types. One is hydrogen bond. Next one is van der Waals interactions and electrostatic interactions and dipole-dipole interactions. Okay. So these are the various type of weak bond. Now in our syllabus they have mentioned chemical bonds and weak forces they are attracted to the biomolecule, and all these molecules are commonly present. Yesterday we have discussed in biochemistry. We are going to study the nucleic acids and proteins, carbohydrates and lipids. Okay, so the stability of nucleic acids and proteins, they are all these bonds are commonly present. Okay, so that is why these bonds are important. That is why I told chemistry is important in the biological science. And what do you mean by these weak forces? And these weak forces are known as non-covalent bonds. I told you that will not be having the shared pair of electron in a full aspect. Okay, and the stability of biomolecules are mainly depending on this kind of weak forces of interaction. The stability of biomolecules are mainly depending on the weak interactions. Okay, and the major weak forces that is stabilized by various aspects of biomolecules are: one is hydrogen bonds, next one is ionic interaction, next one is hydrophobic interactions, next one is a van der Waals interaction. Okay, these are the major weak force. Okay, then hydrogen bonds, the ionic interactions are attractive or repulsive weak interactions, and hydrophobic interactions and van der Waals interaction. And in chemistry you will study in detail about the chemical aspects, but I would like to emphasize very briefly about all forces and how it plays a major role in the biology. First one, hydrogen bond. So you are knowing that hydrogen bond is a partial intermolecular bonding. Okay, it's a partial intermolecular bonding, and this is otherwise known as dipole-dipole interaction between the molecules. And here how it is hydrogen bonds are produced. Okay, this is the attractive force between a hydrogen atom covalently bonded to an electronegative atom such as nitrogen, oxygen and halogen, that is mainly fluorine, and another electronegative atom. Okay, that is the condition of a formation of a hydrogen bond. Here you can see a hydrogen bond formed between water molecule. This is oxygen and hydrogen. So you know that oxygen and two hydrogen, H2O. This is another water molecule, H2O. Okay, so what will happen? Here you can see this hydrogen has got a positive charge and oxygen has got a negative charge. Okay, and this particular oxygen of one water molecule will be having an interaction with the positively charged hydrogen of the next water molecule. So here you can see hydrogen is having a positive charge and oxygen is having a negative charge. So there will be a partial positive charge and partial negative charge will be involved here. A partial positive charge and partial negative charge will be involved. There is a very weak interaction will take place an OH linkage. Okay, that is known as a hydrogen bond. Similarly, it will happen between hydrogen and fluorine. Okay, hydrogen and fluorine in order to fulfill the valencies. Okay, so hydrogen and fluorine and hydrogen and nitrogen. Okay, this one also is a hydrogen bonding. So this is all about hydrogen bonding, and this hydrogen bonding is the major stabilized interaction of you know that proteins. Okay, and DNA also. Okay, the double stranded helix of DNA is a double. That is a they will be having the this kind of bonds are also present. Okay, hydrogen bonds. Okay, then ionic interactions. These are there are very weak interaction as I said. Okay, then here it occurs between oppositely charged ions. The ionic interactions are happening between two oppositely charged ions, and the attraction of ions or molecule with the full permanent charge of opposite sign. Okay, full permanent charge of opposite sign. As I said, here this is sodium. Sodium has got Na plus. Okay, they have got an charge here, and this will be donating, and it will be shared to chlorine. So chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They will be having 7 electrons in their outermost shell, and if they get 1 electron from sodium, and they will be able to fulfill, and they will be able to form a bond. Okay, here there you can see a oppositely charged sodium and Na plus and Cl minus. So here you can see the full octet formation and the formation of a weak ionic interaction. Then the next one is, this is very important force. I will tell you, these interactions are very rare, but here this interaction in biological molecule is very common. That is hydrophobic interactions. Okay, so hydrophobic interactions are producing, generally the interaction happen between the polar groups. Okay, but there are certain interaction. Okay, if the side chain group of the alkanes or side chain group of such kind of components, the side chain group interacted together. Side chain group of one molecule will be interacted with the side chain group of another chain. Say for example CH2, 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 like that. That will be interacted with the next CH2, CH2, CH2 of the next side chain. Okay, there is a non-polar molecule. When it will happen? When they are in a polar environment. So especially that is happening in the protein. You know that that is proteins are present in a fluid system in our body. All proteins are present in a solvent system. Okay, within the solvent, these are water molecule. The water molecule help them to interact each other. So due to this particular interaction, the side chain, I have not shown the side chain here, and the side chain will be interacted each other in presence of this water molecule. And this interaction between, mainly the interactions are between non-polar molecule, and this is very weak interactions. Okay, if the water molecule goes out, and the interaction will be totally disturbed, and it will be a temporary interaction. And these interactions are the major interaction present in the proteins and the DNAs. Okay, in terms of acquiring their tertiary structure, we will discuss that. Then the next one is like hydrophobic interaction. Another interaction is known as van der Waals interaction. So van der Waals interaction, this is a interaction is identified by a great Dutch physicist called Johannes Diederik van der Waals. Okay, so in order to honor him, so this force named after him, and he has received the Nobel Prize for the study of the solid phase. Okay, in 1910. Okay, so what is van der Waals interaction? So these interactions are induced electric interaction between two or more atoms or a molecule that are very close to each other. Okay, that are very close to each other. Such kind of interactions are known as van der Waals interaction. So van der Waals interaction is the weakest interaction all the non-covalent interaction. The weakest interaction in biological science that is happening in the biomolecule are the van der Waals interaction. And this interaction is a distance dependent interaction. So this interaction will happen only the molecule comes to a close proximity between each other. Okay, if it is staying far away, it will not form. The interaction will not form. Okay, so in this picture you can see this is the first molecule. Here you can see a negative charge. Okay, this is the one molecule, and here you can see another molecule. They come and closer. This is the second molecule. When they come closer, you can see the charges also come closer. Okay, so partial, this is a positive charge and the negative charge. Okay, so when this molecule come closer, what will happen? There is a weak interaction between these two atoms. Okay, there is a charge suppression that will be happening here. So there will be a fluctuating dipole interaction will be happening, and here you can see a van der Waals interaction will be happening. So they are very much close, and this If it is segregated little bit far, this interaction will be broken, and it is a very temporary interaction. It will not long last for a very long time. That is what I told you. It's a distant. Okay, so this is dependent on the distance. The distance depend interaction. Okay, if this goes far, it moves away far, this interaction will be disturbed and will be diminished in the system, and this interaction will not form a chemical bond. That is very important here. So this interaction will not result in the formation of a chemical interaction, and that is the temporary weak interaction. Okay, so that is the another important aspects of this particular interaction. And these are the major types of interaction commonly present in the biomolecule. The weak interaction, hydrogen bonds, I told you, interaction between the neutral group, okay, here oxygen and hydrogen, okay, between peptide groups, okay, that is present in the protein. Here you can see this one, that is we will discuss in the case of protein. And the stabilization energy, the energy that is, I told you, whenever the bond is formed, what is happening? It's an energy dependent process. Okay, so this energy is utilizing for hydrogen bond is approximately 8 to 21 kilojoule per mole. Okay, and here in the case of ionic interaction, here you can see opposite charge NH3 plus and COO minus. There is a there is a amino group NH3 plus and there is a a COO minus group. There is an interaction. Both of them, they are opposite charge comes closer and come close to each other. The opposite charge comes to each other. So NH plus and COO minus, there is a attraction. So there is an ionic interaction. In the case of here also ionic interaction, but here NH3 and again another NH3, you can see they will repel each other. That is a repulsion, and for this attraction it requires an energy of stabilizing this particular interaction. It requires 42 kilojoule per mole, and this is approximately minus 21 kilojoule per mole. And this is hydrophobic interaction. This I told you, CH2 CH. Okay, you can see these are the side chain. Okay, and similarly this is also a side chain. Here there is a CH3 group. This there is a CH3 group in presence of a solvent system. Okay, if they are in the solvent system is there, they will be having the interaction, that is hydrophobic interaction. Okay, so that is the things. Okay, then van der Waals interaction. So the hydrophobicity, okay, that is not, they don't like water. That is why they are coming close to each other. They are afraid of water. In presence of water molecule, they are afraid of water. That is why they are coming close to the water molecule. And you know, van der Waals interaction, if these two systems are very common, very close to each other, in a close proximity, so this interaction will happen. And it is the, I told you, it's a very weakest interaction. It requires only 4 kilocalorie per mole. And that is what in this system you can see. So ionic interactions are the strongest interaction, although it is a weaker interaction. Okay, some textbook it is not there. Ionic interaction is not there. They have mentioned only hydrogen bond, hydrophobic interactions and van der Waals interaction. That is mainly due to the you can see the force that stabilize, the energy that is required to stabilize. It is double amount of energy than these two interactions. Okay, so that is the next important thing. Then how these weak interactions are stabilizing in the biomolecule. So this we will discuss later. This is the polypeptide chain. Yesterday we have discussed polypeptides are the linear combinations of amino acid that produces the protein. Okay, in the protein how it is getting folded. Here you can see the amino acid. Here one amino acid is there. Here you can see CH2OH group is projected outward. Here you can see another amino acid CH2COH and CH2COOH. Here you can see and O and there is a this hydrogen and this oxygen is in a close proximity and they will form a weak bond, that is hydrogen bond. And here also you can see either hydrophobic interaction or van der Waals interaction. Okay, here you can see this is the side chain CH3 and this CH3 group, and here also from this particular chain the amino acid have a side chain. They are having CH3 and these two, this CH3 and this CH3, they are having a weak interaction in the water molecule. Okay, so that is known as hydrophobic interaction. Okay, if they are clustering together, I mean that is, and they wanted to be away from the water. then that is why they are coming close to each other. If it is van der Waals interaction, these interactions are very much close and they will be sharing their partial charges. And this is ionic interactions. Okay, this we have already discussed. Okay, ionic interaction, this is the positively charged part of one side and this is the negatively charged part of another side. So opposite charged species, this is what we have told. Okay, NH3 plus and COO minus. Okay, that is ionic interaction, and this is very strong interaction. This is not a weak interaction. Okay, that is in the picture what I have taken from the publication, it is also shown, but this is not a weak interaction. Disulfide linkage is not a weak interaction. Please don't get confused. So this is all about the weak interaction. So today's class we are going to conclude. Today we have discussed the chemical bonds. We have discussed what is the definition of chemical bonds, what are the types and salient features of chemical bond, when chemical bond will be created, what are strong bonds and what are weak bonds. Okay, so there are different types of weak bonds. Okay, so ionic bond, it is considered as a strong bond. Okay, covalent bond, coordinate bond and metallic bond. Okay, and weak bonds are hydrogen bonds and van der Waals interactions. Okay, so van der Waals interaction. Then we have discussed the weak forces of attraction in the biomolecule. What are the weak forces of attraction in the biomolecules? By taking protein and DNA as an example. Then the stability of biomolecules. How the biomolecules are stabilized? That is only due to the presence of these forces. Okay. Then the major weak forces are mainly present in the case of, there are this one type. I mean different types. Okay, different types: hydrogen bonds, ionic interactions or attractions or repulsion, the hydrophobic interactions and van der Waals interactions. Okay, so van der Waals interactions. Okay, van der Waals interactions. These are the important things. Okay, so this is all about the conclusion. Okay, so I hope that you all people have discussed. Okay, you all people have understood these topics. Okay, if you are having any doubts you can ask me. So these are the textbook. As I told, Principles of Biochemistry by Leninger is the major textbook. Okay, so outline of biochemistry or biochemistry you can refer. Okay, and the reference book, the Harper's Illustrated Biochemistry, and all those books you can refer. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so if you are having any clarification you can call me or you can ask me or you can mail me or you can post below to the link. Okay, or you can text me. I hope you understood. If you are having any clarification you can ask me. So have a great time. Thank you very much for watching.